Hi guys, good morning. Hello. So I wanted to do just a little video. Don't know if it'll be little. Will it be little? About will it be this and will it be that? That's just it, isn't it? That's what's happening at the moment. As always, I have trouble getting to the point. I think we're finding, well, for some of us, I can't say for all of us, I don't know. I can say that I find myself, and then I always reckon that there are a few other people who also find themselves in similar terrain. That's about all I can do, really. And the terrain that I find myself in is, I can't see the wood for the trees, I can't see the wood for the trees, oh my fucking god, what's going on, oh, this is all there is, this is all there is, this is all there is. That's kind of where I find myself. Now, you know the term that I've coined, which is Mundane Reality Programming. That's really what's going on here, people. That's what's going on. And it's a very, very nebulous subject and terrain, and there's no way to kind of really encapsulate it with language. There's no way to do that. It means different things for different people depending on what level you're at, depending on what level you want to be, depending on what you really, really want, where you've been, what you've done, how you feel, how you see the world around you, how awake you are or not. But for me, it is this, right? So we've got Venus going retrograde, but we've had a lot of Venus action, and Venus is square Neptune, and Neptune is Wetico and the dark agenda, etc. The motherboarding of this world. That's what Wetico is. Wetico is the mind control. It's the MK Ultra and all that sort of stuff. That's what Wetico is, right? So, and that's Neptune, sorry, that's what Neptune is. And Venus is, what do you want? What do you really want? What would fulfill you? Now, I know what I want. I know what I want. I've known that for quite some time. I may have known it my entire life, but the sheer, sinister, sadistic mind control levied upon us has done things to my psyche and has created this monster inside my head that may have already been there. It's kind of like epigenetics. We're born into this world and the sickness is there waiting for us, and it inhabits us as we inhabit this body, I think. But it is much activated through trauma. So have a really traumatic childhood, and it will be much activated in whichever way. Some people become very timid and very afraid. I used to be, when I was a child, I was a very timid child, and at some point I realized that I had to stop being timid and I had to start being aggressive. I had to go from being a complete introvert to be an extrovert, because I realized on some level I needed to be an extrovert in order to survive, and it worked. We're talking survival here, we're not talking fulfillment and success, by the way. God, those cats. Anyway, Venus is what we truly desire. It's about beauty, well-being, self-expression. What makes you feel good? What is it you truly want, you truly yearn for? And what is going on in that side of your brain, the dark generator, the Wetico, what's going on there? What is it telling you with regards to what you really, really want? I know what it's telling me. It's saying you can't have that. That's not real. You're delusional. That's not possible. This is how reality works. You have to be here, you have to grow old, you have to die. That is the way it works. You have to do that. You have to be sick. You have to suffer. You have to pay your taxes, you have to pay your bills. You have to live through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, January, February, March, April, 2020, 2021, 2022. You have to live in a finite construct which has borders. You need a passport to go abroad, you need a visa to go abroad, but only now you can't go abroad at all, and you may never be able to go abroad again. Because all travelers be suspended, so the world's become even smaller, like the garbage scowl in Star Trek. We're all being fucking squeezed into a smaller space. Now, I know some people who are in between, they're semi-awake, but they're not really that awake, and they still accept that. Oh well, you know, growing old is part of the deal, that's what you have to do, even though they already know it is a fucking horror. Everybody that grows old, my friend's customers will testify to this, he has a lot of elderly customers, they will all say it's absolutely horrific to grow old, it's a nightmare, it's horrible. Your body literally decays whilst you're still in it. Your body dies, you die, you're dying, your hair grows grey, it's wrong, people. Old age is a disease. Sickness is a disease, but the reason we grow old so quickly and die, the reason that we're sick, everything is sick everywhere, even nature, it's just not right. Everything is perpetually dying, decaying, and coming up again, but then dying and decaying, and coming back up again. Now, hold on a minute, people, what's going on there? Do we really want to be doing this ad nauseam? No, we don't. Of course not. The reason it happens that way is because we're being used as batteries, people. We're being used as batteries on all these different levels. We're being used as batteries on an energetic level, whereby these beings that we know not who they are, but they exist on different bandwidths, and they like tech because it creates a certain electromagnetic environment in which they can live. It's closely connected to the Wetigo. They're heavily infected with this pathogen, the curse of evil, and so it's given them a certain mindset, a mindset of, we will take from others for ourselves. Meaning we don't have what we need. Nobody here has what they need, so we must all take from somebody else. We must take from something or someone else to sustain ourselves. That is the nature of evil in and of itself. So these beings that exist on a different kind of bandwidth and need all kinds of rituals and shenanigans and bloodletting and horrors and trauma in order to come in here to feed off of us, are doing that, obviously, yes. That's why they need wars. They need war, constant war. They need people to die in agony. They need blood. They need suffering, trauma, murder and mayhem, because it creates a type of energy that they use to come into this reality. They need the energy of our suffering, people. And to that end, it's catch-22 really, you know, and I don't have all the answers, but I know what I've witnessed, and I know, yeah, to an extent what's what. They've created this environment, this finite, limited place, world, reality. If I wanted to go and see my friend in Perth, it would be a lengthy expedition. I would need a visa. I would have to get on a plane, I'd have to get off the plane, then I'd have to get on another plane. It would cost an absolute fortune, so I'd have to save up money. This, that and the other. When in fact, I should be able to just be there in an instant. Now, I know some of you, oh, there's no... If you have trouble with that concept, then you are still heavily under the control of the mundane reality programming. You're still heavily under the mind control. Because you should not have any trouble with that concept whatsoever. You should not have any trouble whatsoever with concepts of magic, which isn't magic. I call it magic because it is so unlike anything we have experienced in this realm, but it is in fact natural to us. If you still accept that you have to grow old and you have to die, then you're still laboring under mundane reality programming. You're still listening to the dark voice inside your head telling you it must be so, and you're still believing that. Which is not your fault, and it's a matter of, by degrees, you'll get out of that. And we'll move up and through and beyond. And we'll get that, hey, that's bullshit, I've been had. I don't believe that anymore. That isn't right. That is abuse. It needs us to believe all of that. It needs us to live on our knees. It needs us to accept, to resign ourselves, to think it's inevitable, to basically continue to be batteries, to not step in our power, to not accept and understand and explore what it is we really want. What do I want, really? Oh, but you can't have that. No, you can't, sorry, that's not possible. This is how the world works, and so, yeah. That's it. You can't have anything beyond that. Don't think outside the box. Or you might have a slightly bigger box. Yeah, but that's it. No, bullshit. It's bullshit, people. It's fucking Plato's cave. It's this the other day, as I was on the beach and I did my little video, it came to me very clearly. It was like you get these lucid moments, a flash of insight, yeah? And many of us have heard about the flat earth and this, that and the other. I've thought about it myself. I don't know whether the earth is round. I don't think it is. It really doesn't make sense and it doesn't resonate. But that it's flat, meh, there is no way of knowing. Unless we get I don't know, befriend Elon Musk and go up in his fucking car or whatever. There's just no way of knowing. But I get the distinct feeling that what we experience as reality is it's imposed limitation. Now, I'm not saying the evil ones created this realm. I don't think they did. I think they've infected it. They've invaded it, and somehow, and because it lives in our head as well, somehow our perception of it, our experience of it has been limited, encapsulated, thwarted. We're thwarted. Our consciousness is thwarted, pushed back, and because of that, we experience this. That's a difficult concept to understand for some people, I think. But if consciousness creates reality, if consciousness is the be-all and end-all, the holy grail, and if that consciousness is infected with a pathogen, it's going to start creating crap, and we have been doing just that. In order for everything to be healed and for us to go home, right? Going home doesn't mean leaving here and going somewhere else. No, going home means clearing up your consciousness, your perception, so that, right, yes, the great healing, the great work, call it what you will. I'm rambling on again, aren't I? But so many people still accept, resign, and think that it's the way it must be. That's mundane reality programming, and that is really what is going on right now. Last ditch efforts, because we're rising, we are, and when you're wandering around in a fog, and it's not just that, but you feel keenly how you've been used. You feel keenly your battery. You've been a battery. You feel it. You know you've been used, and you know you've been had, and you know that you've been abused in the most sadistic, horrendous way. You know that, and you feel it very keenly. You see how people also do this to each other and to themselves. on a continual basis. Everybody, it's all transactional. It's not unconditional at all. It's very narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic, dysfunctional. Feed, 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 feed. I have not, ergo I need to take from you to have what I need, but then you don't have what you need, so you go out and feed of somebody else to get what you need, and then that person, and so forth, and so on. Feed, 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 parasite, 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 parasite. The upside down world. You see? The other way is where there is just always plenty. You think about bees going around feeding off the flowers, providing a service for these flowers, then having the honey. Forget about people harvesting, obviously, because that then becomes parasitical, but there is still a few examples of cohesion and wholeness and a full circle where everything is in the flow. Not much, but a little bit. That might be why there is such a large amount of death amongst bees, because more and more there is an attack on cohesion and wholeness and well-being and holistic flow being. There's more and more of an attack on that. I can feel it. I can feel this battle, this bitter battle, which is fought mainly, really, by the forces of darkness. This illusion of, well, I don't have what I need, so I need to feed, I need to feed, I need to feed. It's all based on an illusion. It's based on a delusion. And we're here now feeling this confusion, this fog, this rage, this passive aggression is coming up a lot. Oh, well, I have to accept it and I have to do as they say, because otherwise this will happen, that will happen, retaliation, so I better just go along, I better just do what they say, I better just give them what they want. But it's this perverse passive aggressive bollocks where whine, whine, whine. I know. It's instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no and let the chips fall where they may. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to do what is right for me, what sustains me, what nourishes me. I'm going to be with me 100%, which means saying no, which means knowing that I do not have to exist in a state of give to everybody, to all these feeders. I can nurture and nourish myself, and other people are perfectly capable of learning that too. And if we exist in that state where everybody has what they need because they understand that they can give that to themselves, honor themselves and say no, and I see that, and no, and you want me to do this for you, that for you, that for you, but you never give anything back, so no thanks, goodbye, go away, I don't want to know you. Disentangle. Oh, the government is going to do this, Bill Gates is going to do that, oh, this is the agenda and it's happening, and 5G and it's happening, and this and oh, it's happening, and oh. No thanks, no thanks, no thanks. My power lies within me. This is me. I'm a creator being. It's not a done deal. I do not consent to living in that type of nightmarish, dystopian fucking sewer. What is it I really want? What kind of reality, what kind of world, what kind of whatever do I actually want to live in? Am I good with living like this? Am I good? Do I consent to being a battery? Do I consent to my consciousness being used by this parasite that puts these ideas and these concepts into my head via the external reality, feeding it into me, walking through my mind with its dirty feet? That was a nice meme I came across, and I thought, yeah, I will not let anybody walk through my mind with its dirty fucking feet. And I thought, yeah, that's about right. This is happening, you know, and oh, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they're going to do that. Oh, it must be true. Oh, I feel so awful. Oh my God, they're doing this and they're doing that. There you have it. You're creating reality, people. Only you are not, but your wetigo here is. Let go of that and start to imagine what it is you actually want. What do you desire? What do you want? I mean, you get that anti for saying, oh, but you can't have that, so don't even imagine it. Don't even think about it. Don't even go there, because that simply isn't possible. You simply can't have that. It's not going to happen. Better imagine the worst. That way you won't be disappointed. Be passive-aggressive. Let them walk all over you. Don't say anything. Don't stand up for yourself. Just let them do it over and over and over again. And drive that shit into your psyche where it rots. No wonder we're all sick. You have to grow old. It's the law of nature. We all have to grow old. Yes, yes, it's natural. And it's a good thing. Wisdom. Old age and wisdom. Fucking hell. Question. What do you really want? And when you get the anti-force telling you you can't have it, that you're delusional, that you don't deserve it, ergo, that's really what it means, that you don't deserve it, you're not good enough. You're sinful, you're bad, and you don't deserve any of that. You deserve to live on your knees and to be fed off of. To grow old, to grow decrepit, to be in pain, to suffer. That is what you deserve, because you're a victim and you're powerless. And we need you to feed off of. Haha. That's really what that is all about. Well, if that's what you want, then go ahead, go with that. Accept that. Accept mundane reality programming. Accept it, believe it to be true, and go with that and live on your knees and find out for yourself how that pays off. Because I'm not doing it. I don't accept it because my whole being, my whole soul knows this is all bullshit. I've known this for years anyway, but I know it now more than I've ever known it before. And I know it's really tough at the moment because we're here thinking, well, where are the fruits of our labour? We've put in so much hard work. It's been fucking hard. We've gone within, we've done the work, we've processed layer of trauma-based mind control like you wouldn't believe. We've been through it all, and here we are, and have we got anything to show for it other than anything that within us? Yes. You know, because the more trauma is cleared out, the more you're able to access your actual abilities. You become seemingly more intelligent, more psychic, but of course, that was there all along. You always were highly intelligent, you always were psychic, but all that trauma suppressed all of that. That's why when you go to Africa, they did this survey and they did all these IQ tests, which actually is bullshit because they're all mathematically orientated, and well, we all know what that means, but they will say, come out with, oh, African people are stupid. No, they're not stupid, they're traumatized. But with Bill Gates rampaging through that country and all the colonialization and abuses that have taken place there, these people are heavily traumatized. Anybody who's heavily traumatized is not going to perform well. They're going to come across as stupid because all their sensations have been dulled. Trauma will do that. And when it starts to heal more and more and more, all of a sudden your natural brilliance, your natural psychic abilities, your natural creativity, your innate amazingness will start to come up. And that's what's happening, you see. It was there all along. And more of that will be revealed. We will find out what we are. We're not human beings. That's a derogatory term, people. We've been told a shitload of lies, a pack of lies. Absolute pack of lies about so many things, in so many different ways, on so many layers that I could talk for weeks just alone on that subject, but I haven't the time and I haven't the inclination because, you know, again, it's an individual journey and it is to each and every one to keep digging, to keep opening the doors, to keep opening the windows, to keep venturing forth, to keep asking questions, to not settle for anything. Don't settle for anything. Keep going, people. Everything that the external to you has told you, one way or another, is not quite true. There may be an element of truth in it, but it's always distorted. I've noticed this. All the things that I've been told, all the things that I've come across, all the information that I've heard, that I've told, that I've come across, that I've read, is one way or another. There is some truth in it, but it's nebulous and it's distorted. This whole world is a nebulous distortion, gaslighting nonsense. We cannot take anything at face value, no matter what it is, no matter who presents it, no matter what, because it isn't. That's why I always talk about pearls. Pearls, I extract pearls, and I do that by virtue of my intuition. It says, yes, ignore that, go out, alright. It's like looking, when you play tennis and the ball falls into the bushes. The bushes, you're looking for the ball, which is the truth. The bushes is all the nebulous gaslighty nonsense that is presented to you by this realm that we live in, that we call reality, which isn't reality. Alright? So you go through it all, eventually you find that tennis ball. You see? So much extraneous nonsense everywhere, presented as truth by all these gurus, or by just people, by the repeaters. I really feel with all my heart that we are magical created beings. Those are just words. It's not really magic, it's our natural, innate, true being. Okay, but in comparison to what we've experienced here, this enforced ridiculousness, this fake construct, one would call it magic. Yes, You would say, well, a flying carpet is magic. I say it's normal and natural. That is who we really are, people. And so why do we consent to growing old? Why do we consent to having to live like this? Why do we consent to think, it's going to have to be years? It will have to get really, really bad. We'll have to suffer a great deal because, why? There's so much predictive programming going on now, people. This is a war for our consciousness. What you choose to believe, you feed. If you believe that, it has to be very difficult. We have to fight, we have to struggle, hard, trauma. Decay. That's how it has to be. You've been programmed that way your entire life, we all have, right? But it doesn't mean we have to keep consenting to that, because it's wrong, it's not true. It wants us to perpetually create shit, because that is where it lives, people. That is where it fucking lives. That is what is happening right now. It's an onslaught. Gaslighting nonsense. Whatever you think, focus on, this is the truth and this is how it must be, is what you're creating, basically. That's it. That's what you're projecting. That's how it is, so that's it. And that is why we're being attacked right now. Because it knows that something in us is stirring, saying, hold on a fucking minute. If I am a created being, then why am I experiencing this bullshit? Passport? Have to get on a plane to go there, taking 24 hours? Are you joking? I can do this and I'm there. I can do anything. I can fly. I'm telepathic. There's tree. I can speak to trees and trees speak to me, and wow, magic. Going home. What is going home? Going home is not getting on a plane and going somewhere else, leaving everybody here. No. Going home happens within. Home lies within us. Poof. Wow. Imagine. All these asphalt roads gone. All those cars gone. All these NPCs gone. All that evil, filthy, nasty shit gone. Bill Gates? Who? Never heard of that. Gone. resplendent incredibleness, people. Golden cities up in the sky, I don't know, imagine moving forest colours you've never ever seen. Magical realms. Imagine all the fairy tales or whatever you might have seen, whatever books, even movies for all I care, of incredibleness. And then some. That's going home. It's here. But we can't see because we're here. It's all a matter of frequency, you see? That's why they use electromagnetism. The whole story is far stranger than we could possibly begin to imagine. We can sense it with our intuition. There is the higher mind, which is the mind of the true self, which works together with the intuition. And it gets it. It is known. But the lower mind, which is infected with the vertigo, can never go there, can never understand it. Of course not. That's the whole point, isn't it? It's a prisoner. But more and more and more now, we are being set free. We are being set free, people. But it's up to each and every one of you to decide where you want to go, if anywhere. If you're content to stay with this and oh, it will have to play out this way and, you know, whatever, then that's fine too. But for me, no. I've known for years that this is bullshit, and I mean not just some of it, but all of it. That this is some sort of finite, weird construct. This place is not created by evil because there's far too much goodness and resplendent beauty in it. Like this Kio parrot, which is this amazing, it's a parrot that lives in New Zealand. This is an amazing creature. You know, there is such beauty even in this world, but this world has been hijacked by something that has literally done something to it, like a beautiful painting of unimaginable beauty, and somebody really nasty and evil has come along and taken that painting and scrunched it up, so that you scrunch it up in a sort of weird shape, so that you can see, oh that's a very beautiful painting. I can't see it exactly because it's being scrunched up, but there's a tiny bit of it there, and there's a tiny bit of it there, and I can see from that tiny bit there and that tiny bit there that this is a beautiful painting, but I can't see the whole painting because it's been scrunched up by somebody evil. Something like that. Not a very good analogy, I know, but that's it. Going home is our consciousness going, ha, can see the whole picture now, right? Mundane reality programming, people. It's all fucking bullshit. Consciousness creates reality. What's happening in our consciousess? I find a lot of people speak in terms of it's fearful verbiage. I call that fearful verbiage, because as you go about yourself, as you go about life, and you speak, or even you do YouTube videos, I get this a lot, I still get it. You can't say that. What will people think? You can't say that. You'll upset people. And it's like, that's the vertigo as well. It's almost imperceptible. It's been there your whole life, so you don't even notice it anymore. It's like the drone in the background. It's been there your whole life, so it's your normal. You don't even realise. But become aware of it, people. It's happening all the time. It's sabotaging you. It's basically, it wants you to censor yourself. It wants you to continually apologise for your expression, for your you know, your whatever you think, what you feel, what you say. You have to continually apologise because you might upset somebody. Well, I say fuck that. That is the constant sabotage. That is part of the feeding mechanism, because if you think about it, how does that make you feel? Because even me, doing this video here now, there isn't, it's much less than it used to be, but it's still there. Saying, well, there might be somebody who will think this, and there will be somebody who will say that, and it's like, ooh, But I'm super aware of it. There, I look it in the eye and I say, shut the fuck up, fuck off. I will say what I want to say. I won't apologise for being me. But we've been so compromised, haven't we? In this narky fucking world. We've even made it feel like we are narcissists. For saying no. For having an opinion. For stating your opinion. Saying, well, this is what I feel and this is what I believe. And actually, no. And you have to accept this and you have to accept that. It's abuse, people. It's all of it. It's fucking sadistic, fucking manipulation, gaslighting, nonsense, abuse. That's what it is. It behoves us to really, really, really wake the fuck up to all of that. In how it is so instrumental in how we treat ourselves and allow ourselves to be treated, and what we will accept and resign ourselves to as inevitable. That, oh, this is normal, this is the way it's supposed to be. No, 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 no. Learn to see that not only do we need to think outside the box, we need to realise that there is no box. There is no fucking box. It's a fucking lie, the whole thing. Woof. Going home. So we're in the fog right now. We're in the soup and we feel like shit. And there's not only that, but there's a great deal of deep, heartfelt grief coming up. Pain and grief. A lot of shit going on. But, as always, we're not in this alone. I feel this way, you feel this way, we all feel this way, and we're all somehow connected. The Great Mother is watching over us, people. Fear attacks, but love protects. Remember that. Honour yourself today by thinking very carefully and with a great deal of love about what it is you really, really want. And even if that part of your mind goes, well, that's not possible and you can't have that, and mundane reality programming, cognitive dissonance, tell that to fuck off and go into your imagination, into your fantasy world, into your dream world, and give yourself the gift of what it is you really want. Because there is no such thing of, oh, that's not possible. There is no such thing. What we have here is infinity. Infinite, creative, powerful magic. Love. You can have, be, go, whatever you want. Whatever you are, whatever you want to be, wherever you want to go, whatever. It's this place that is the fucking lie. And it's done a number on you. And it's trying to really keep you trapped in it, and it lives in your head, and it undermines you in the most subtle of ways. So become aware of that, people. It constantly wants you to worry about what other people might think about you or do or say, or, oh, have I offended somebody? Should I have said this? Should I apologise for saying that, for having that opinion? No. That's how it feeds. That's part of its mechanism, part of its feeding mechanism. You must be so tired of that. Right? It wears us out. It's meant to wear us out, you know. It's keeping us weak, people. Make no apologies for who you are. Make no apologies for where you're at. Where you are today, you will not be in 2 weeks, in 2 years. This is the great work, people. This is a magical journey. It's not mundane. It's all bullshit. Do not believe it. Trust yourself and trust in the Great Mother, and know that you're precious, that you're an infinite being, that you can do anything you like. You do not have to grow old and you do not have to die. That's bullshit. Reset can be achieved here. We can do anything we like.